Hello everyone,
Hello Rasusi fans.
Back to another theatre vlog. Today I'm obviously joined by Shaun.
It's me. That's my name.
He's back. Guess who's back?
Back again. It's so windy.
Shawnee Cat's back. Today we are going to the Noel Coward Theatre to see Quiz, the play. That's not the name of it, it's just called Quiz, but it's fine.
On Twitter it's actually called Quiz the Play.
Oh, then it's technically I'm right on that social branding.
I believe it is anyway.
And it's funny because I keep on thinking about when we saw Half a Sixpence here.
That was our first ever theatre trip together.
Now look who we are.
That's true.
Year and a half later, we were over there before.
Sorry for feeling a bit distant. It's because we went for pizza and
we were really
you're so full of food, you're like...
It was good pizza.
So if you're wondering, I'm like...
half asleep.
I'm really full of food.
Yeah, and I've been at work this morning, so I look a bit zombie.
Yeah, we've both been up for like a million hours.
We're not looking our best. We're not looking prime, as Olivia would say. Shout out to Olivia, who we were just with. She's gone to see Strictly Ballroom tonight. I'm seeing it tomorrow. All very exciting. But yeah, we're going to see Quiz. It's James Graham, isn't it? You're a fan?
I am a fan.
Yeah. What other plays have you seen of his?
Ink last year, which I loved.
Oh, you loved that. Yeah. Ever since we were talking about it for the Olivia's video, I'm really, really annoyed that I missed it.
And he wrote a play for Connections, like National Theatre Connections.
Oh, yeah.
For those who don't know, it's like a scheme for young people's performance groups and drama groups and stuff like that. And you can submit to be a part of this competition to eventually perform at the Dolphin at the National.
Did you submit?
And no, I didn't. But my friend Chaya, who directed the web series,
promo for
group,
Pickle.
promo for the web series. She. In her drama group, they did the 25th anniversary, and the play they were given to do was Bassett, which I found out retrospectively was by James Graham.
Wow! All the links.
So I've seen a really random James Graham as well.
I have not been to see a play in a while, I don't think.
I think you'll really like this one. And you didn't see Ink, so I think this is very much, we've said before, because we know a few things about the play before it goes in. There are a few techniques they use that we know well about anyway. And Ink was very much, I think I said before when we did a video about Ink, how Ink is very much like a play, but it's like a film on stage almost. It's like a musical. It's like the style of a musical. You know, like a musical has all those moving components and so much more to it than just two people stood there. Yeah. That was Ink, and I think this is going to be the same idea.
I'm really excited.
So I think it's going to be a really good...
And I remember, I'm old enough to remember the whole scandal that it's kind of
I went through a phase, but it wasn't... I don't remember. I would have been alive when the phase was, but I don't think I was conscious.
Young.
I would have been quite young.
You were conscious?
I was knocked out. But yeah, I went through a phase where I was absolutely obsessive when I found out about it. So I'm quite excited to revisit that obsession.
It's been such a while, such a long time as well that I can't remember the details, which is good because I think it'll be nice and fresh. So
should be fun.
So yeah, we're gonna go into the theatre now and
sit and open our eyes and be conscious.
Yeah. Pretty much. What a way to describe a theatre trip. We're going to sit there,
open our eyes and be conscious.
I'm going to make merch with that on. Theatre top. Okay, let's go in.
Let's go.
Okay, bye. Now we're at the back of the dress circle and it's actually a really nice view and we only paid £15 per ticket, so good times. Looks really fun. We just said the lighting looks quite nice, it's quite flattering, so we'll probably take a... Are you going to
have shown them the stage already at this point?
Probably, yeah.
Now, guys...
live cameras?
Yes.
Ooh, fun.
Very, very Shaun and I.
Yeah.
We were saying that the stage, though it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it reminded me immediately of The Cube.
Yeah.
So remember that ITV show? Just trying to give that some leverage.
So
they're reviving so many shows at the moment. I want The Cube back. The Cube was really good.
They're reviving
TV
drama,
shows. But I want to they're bringing back Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Jeremy Clarkson.
I hate Jeremy Clarkson.
But I just love the show, so I'm going to watch it anyway.
I hate him so much.
I want The Cube back. So if anyone wants to get behind this, hashtag bring back The Cube.
My favourite as a kid was 50-50. Do you remember that? Always wanted my school to be on it. I don't know if
Is
we
that
ever
the one where they
actually
got the parent
applied.
to sit on like the seat and it went like into the gunge?
Yes, or like a teacher or something.
Yeah.
I think they nominated someone.
That was a good show.
Such a classic.
You know what else
I'm
was
so
good?
excited for this.
And I think is going to be good and needs to come to London soon. Mamma Mia the Party. Thank you, someone, for recently sending me a message on Twitter and saying they found a link to where Mamma Mia the Party had more info. Someone messaged me on Twitter the other day and sent me a link. I can't remember who it was, but thank you very much for
I
sending
can't
it to me.
remember who it was.
It was
now
a Time
either.
Out
I
link,
think it was
and they
Jacob.
said to me,
Jacob, someone. Jacob.
they
I can't remember
said
his
to
surname.
me that they found more information, so thank you very much for remembering me. I am waiting very eagerly. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to watch quiz. I'm also just tangent. I want the cube and I want Mamma Mia the Party.
Just bringing back everything, but the constant excitement from Shaun for Mamma Mia the Party. He could promo the whole show by himself, honestly.
I honestly will. I'll do the whole campaign. I want to be in the ad
The
campaign.
whole campaign. Oh, don't
I want to be one
even.
of the families. You know, they got people to be like, they'll have to have people in the advert be eating. I want to be in it. If you're watching this and you're doing the ad campaigns for Mamma Mia the Party, if I'm not in it,
Hide your winters.
please. I'll do it for free. But if you want to pay me, pay me. But I would do it for free.
But also, this was on one of the seats next to us, so very intrigued about what's happening. I think this is something in the interval or towards the end of the show, but that'd be fun. Oh, my bag's in the way.
You must have done pub quizzes before.
So who knows? Wait, the lighting's gone back.
And I think it must be the beginning
who
because it's a pub
knows?
quiz. So it must be before he does the Millionaire, right? We'll see and find out.
We'll find out and we'll let you know. But yeah, we're excited.
We're literally sat in the same position as like those who were in the last clip.
Yeah, it's the interval now, and I'm really enjoying it. Don't want to speak for you, but I think you're enjoying it as well.
Yeah, I am.
It's definitely not how I was expecting them to do it. I was expecting it to be more focused on just like the show itself, but it's nice that, bit of spoilers, but they've shown like little bits of other game shows.
It's more in context of like ITV, like how the revolution of game shows and how that's been like undermined by this crime, as opposed to it being just this one situation, which is quite nice actually, because when I first thought about it, I thought like it's not that big of a subject matter, which I suppose James Graham thought when he saw it. It's probably not big enough for subject matter to make an entire. It could be like an hour drama or maybe on ITV, but it couldn't make like a whole play. And I quite like then that it's put into context of things like the revolution of like The Price is Right and Bullseye, and then leading up to like how Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is one of the most successful franchises in history.
And
it's really cool.
now, tiny spoiler, I guess. Really, I think the second act is going to be focused more on like the court case, because we've done the sort of like the TV section. So I'm really intrigued to see how it's going to go from here. I'm really excited, and it's really fun as well. I think we showed you before the pub quiz sheets. We've done all of the pub quiz now. Have we? Yeah, we've done all of that, so that's fun. A bit of audience interaction, and we have these little like keypads that are in front of the like attached to the seat in front of us, and they're not connected. I'll try and film something. They're obviously not real. They're not connected, but it's quite fun to feel like you're part of it, that you're like deciding. But we're pretty sure that they're not really connected to everything. But that's kind of fun. Enjoying it so far, and it's really fun the way they've done it with the whole stage and stuff. Like,
and they have audience members that are sat on the stage, and like the bits like The Price is Right, where they've obviously got audience names already from the box office, and they've had like people's names, and they like do the running down. And it's so much fun.
And at first I was like, are they actors or are they actual audience members? And we've decided that they're audience members, and also they got complimentary ice cream vouchers, so you'd think that they're audience members. It's really different, really fun.
And I think it links what I said to you before about how when I saw Ink, it kind of feels more than just like people stood on stage.
Yeah,
it has so many components to it, the design of it and the participation.
And I'm loving the live
the
cameras as well.
The music and the technical.
You're right.
Technical side.
It really is like a play as a musical without.
It's like the scale of a music. It's a play on the scale of a musical almost. That's what
it's so good. I'm really enjoying it. Definitely not really what I was expecting, but having a good old time. So we're going to see what happens in Act 2. And we'll chat to you after.
You've just won £1 million! You are one of the most amazing contestants I think we've ever had on this show! £1 million! Can you believe it? The rollover contestant from last night. We think he's cheating.
They beat the producers, and the producers can't handle that, so here we are.
On the charge of deception, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
It's a 50-50. Guilty or not guilty?
The decision is yours.
Okay, let's play.
We've just left the theatre. I really enjoyed it.
I did really enjoy it too.
Second act was definitely, I think because had to pack in more of the sort of serious stuff in Act 2, I didn't love it as much. What do you think?
I was saying to you before we left, I said kudos to James Graham for pulling together an idea that I think, as I think I said at the interval, on its own doesn't have much meat to it.
Yeah.
That you could expand, and I think
Into a 2.5 hour play
yeah, and
as
I think
well.
it's definitely a challenge to have. Yeah, and it is 2.5 hours as well. It's not even like 2:20.
Yeah, it's
a full
2.5,
2:30. And I think it's really impressive to pull together lots of different bits that could then become a full piece.
Yeah.
And I was saying, as also nearer to the end, talking about kind of not leaving it on a high. I did not enjoy. I did really enjoy it. I thought it was really entertaining. I thought it was very impressive.
Yeah.
But I was saying to you about how there's a really tricky line you walk on when staging or, making a story around
Something,
realistic characters, like real people.
Yeah.
Because he did it really well with Ink, and I think it's hard to make sympathise. Characters you
Yeah.
can, I'm not articulating well, but characters you can sympathise well with who weren't good to begin with. So
Yeah.
I think about when I saw Ink and like Rupert Murdoch in that.
Oh yeah,
I
'cause
sympathised with
I
him.
don't know like a lot about Rupert Murdoch, but just the name, I'm like,
Yeah, and I sympathised a lot with him by
Yeah.
the time you got to the end, and I think the story actually allowed James
Yeah.
Graham to give different ways you could eventually feel sympathy for him. I think this is very tricky because you walk in
Yeah.
immediately knowing who it's about,
Yeah.
and you immediately have a preconceived idea of they're guilty or they're not. And I walked in thinking they're guilty,
and you walked
like steadfastly. I
out.
actually didn't even question there was an argument. Like, I
Yeah.
thought it was fact almost.
Yeah.
They were definitely guilty, and I just kind of think he's I don't really have an opinion, but you just like think he's a bit of an idiot anyway because like you cheated. Do you know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
have that natural preconception.
because
So when
that's
he
what you
gets-
see from like as well, like the news from the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. The media
like-
really push, as he explains in the play,
Yeah.
media really pushed the idea. And actual Act 2, we were saying, we won't spoil how, but
Yeah.
they do a really good job of arguing the opposite side and
Yeah.
actually how it might not be guilty
Yeah.
for X reason, and there's actually
Yeah,
really
'cause-
good reasons given, and you're like, oh yeah, like maybe that is how those things work. Like maybe it is fabricated for the sake of views
Yeah.
or whatever. And they explain that in great detail. But
Because
still,
I changed my opinion, you didn't.
yeah, and I didn't
Yeah.
because I still think
Yeah.
the idea is still there with me, and I couldn't get on board with sympathising for him then, thinking like, oh, I've got it all wrong. I don't know, even
Yeah.
though I was really
I mean, you'll
compelled by the
never really
arguments.
know because the people in it, could have just been really good at acting and faking that it was all planned and
Yeah.
everything. And there's only so, especially in a play like this, like there's only so much you can believe of what you're being told because
Yeah.
it's as was it the main guy said or someone said that when you're like remembering things, you're like
Always remembering the
erasing
memory,
it
yeah.
and like remembering it, so really like stripping back what it is, so it's very interesting.
And I think there's also an argument to be had, coming back to what I just said about not going in there with a preconception, not wanting to change it. Oh my god, what is it I was going to say? Oh, that's it. I don't think I necessarily wanted to change my opinion.
That's fair enough, yeah.
And I think maybe
I didn't
don't
feel
think that's
that
like
way.
a marketing problem. Like maybe you should try and make me feel before it starts. Not try and tell someone how to make me feel, but you know what I mean? Like maybe I should be introduced to the idea of you might be changing your mind. I get the idea it was like lots of
Yeah.
50-50, and they do ask at the beginning like guilty or not guilty.
And then they
I just
spoil
don't
it,
know
ask
if
at the end
now I
as
think
well.
about it upon reflection. I don't really know if I walked in thinking to myself like I'm open to the idea of
Yeah.
changing my opinion.
I wonder
I think
if
that might
you
be
were
my
someone
problem.
that didn't know about all of this. I'd love to know if
How-
anyone
yeah.
watching didn't know about the whole scandal. Either you just kind of forgotten it, or maybe you didn't follow it at the time. I would love to know someone's opinion going in actual fresh.
Yeah.
No, because I feel like a lot of British people, especially like our sort of age up, definitely knew about
Yeah,
this
definitely.
scandal. So even though I didn't know the details, I was like, oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to know if someone's gone into this not knowing
Yeah,
any of it.
I suppose. And maybe
love to
tourists
know.
and stuff might have. They said that they
Exactly.
made a point of it being a national news, like international news story. But I do
But
wonder if
saying
you go
that,
into
a lot
it
of
and
people,
you're then
it was like years
susceptible
ago,
to
wasn't
an
it?
idea. Yeah, it was
literally
2001. Like it was
17 years ago.
Yeah.
Also, it's really raining right now.
Yeah, right. And we're oh, I thought we were under a canopy.
Yeah,
That's
we're
why I was
not-
like, why are we
we're-
getting wet? There's a canopy there. But
We're not.
We're not under it.
But I really enjoyed that.
Yes,
if you-
thoroughly enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yeah,
Just because I gave criticism there.
absolutely,
But otherwise, I thought it was really enjoyable, very entertaining. As we
Yeah.
said in the middle, it's a play on the scope of a musical level, and anything like that is just
Absolutely,
so
yeah. The visuals
thrilling.
of this were so good. I absolutely loved them, and you're right. I think this is the only James Graham play that I've seen, but the energy of it was so different to any other play that I've seen. Like the way it's been done. So I really enjoyed that. It felt like there was so much. Yeah, so
You would have
much
loved
energy
Ink.
to it.
Like,
I
Ink
know,
was, Ink was that like
so
turn up the
gutted.
dial. Like it was that energy, but really.
Yeah.
They even sang in that at different points,
it
like in
was-
like scene changes for no
This was
reason. It was
just
just really nice.
This was so dynamic and so like just fun in the way they did it, and yeah,
It's
I'm
good
really
as well
glad we
because I
got to
think
see
it
this.
really is raining.
Really raining.
Should we try and move on to the
Let's
canopy?
go under here.
But it is one of those things, I think, and one of those subject matters that does have the potential to be tacky. It
Yeah,
could have
definitely.
been really naff and just felt, I don't know, it had the
Yeah.
potential to be
Rubbish.
on the wrong side of entertaining. Like, it could
Yeah.
have just been a bit, not to pull other shows down in the process. I loved I Can't Sing, but I Can't Sing definitely aired on the
I was in
side
that.
of, you were in that on, find that video. But yeah, like that aired, I really did
Yeah.
enjoy that show, but that aired on the side of more commercial, just for the sake of it, fun, and
cheesier. Yeah.
cheesy entertainment really.
Yeah.
Whereas this definitely was more on the side of his other plays and was much more intellectual.
There's one missed opportunity, massive missed opportunity that they had in this. Do you want to say it?
Yeah. Sorry,
It's a bit of a spoiler.
You know,
Had a
if
bit
anyone
of a spoiler.
involved is watching, there was a moment. It's not really a spoiler, but
Nah.
Act 1 obviously ends on him winning £1 million. That's they're locking the doors, by the way. We're like, oh, knocking the doors. Obviously ends on them winning £1 million, and then it kind of has a little bit afterwards. After that follows on
Yeah.
them saying kind of like introducing the idea of the jury, which is going to follow in Act 2.
Yeah.
But I whispered to you, didn't I? Just
Yeah.
for because he obviously locks in his answer for £1 million,
Yeah.
and it kind of goes silent, and Chris Tarrant's looking around.
Yeah.
But bearing in mind, Chris Tarrant, the guy who plays
Oh my
Chris
God,
Tarrant, by the way,
so
impeccably
good.
brilliant impression of Chris Tarrant. It's so funny.
Good, yeah. And as well, to be so good, because I've not seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in years.
And
like,
you really remember that's
and
what he's like.
like
don't you?
genuinely,
Yeah.
such an iconic host for a show.
And you think, oh my god, he did do that, even though you haven't
Yeah.
seen it in ages.
It
But
was so
yeah,
good.
the idea.
Yeah.
So he, locks in the answer for £1 million, and I whispered to you, didn't I? Said they're going to say, "We'll see you after the break."
Yes.
That'll be the interval.
And it
And
was
they didn't do it. And I was like, oh my god. But they did
And
say
it's
something
sort
like, they say something like it's going to roll over to the next show, don't they? They
Yeah.
do that at the end. But it's one of those moments I was like, God, this would have been such a good moment to
Yeah.
then be like, here's the ad break, and then all the lights popped
Would have
up.
been
And then we said it would
so
come back in Act
good.
2, and it'll be like, boom, you've won £1 million. So,
So that's a missed
yeah.
opportunity.
So if anyone revises the play,
Yeah. Take that
you
on
can
board.
take my idea if you do so wish, because I thought I was so excited for
It's
that.
going to be so good.
But yeah, it was brilliant. It was so
Yeah.
great. I really
No.
enjoyed the night.
I'm so glad that you mainly wanted to see this, and therefore I came to see it. Though to be fair, I was really intrigued because some people I know had seen it and said it's actually so good. So I was like, I'm
I was thinking it's a
intrigued.
really good play to see with someone else. Like, a lot of things, both of us see it, like most of our things on
So
our
I
own.
know, but this was
But I think actually
definitely-
it's quite nice to come out of it and discuss it
Yeah.
with somebody else. It actually was quite nice to kind of, even though it's not as like, it's not emotionally ravaging or anything, so you don't need to like unpack
actually
feelings,
really
which was quite
nice
refreshing actually.
for
Yeah,
once,
it
yeah.
was deep enough to, but it was like it actually felt
Thinking,
matched
but
kind of
not
like
feeling
that
too
kind of
much.
light. It kind of matched
Yeah.
the entertainment it tries to like portray in like Millionaire. It actually is that kind of like
so
a little bit
many
ravaging,
layers.
but like you can get over it quite quick, like emotionally quick.
It's like an onion.
Yeah, it's just like an onion.
Little Shrek
But yeah, it was
reference.
nice actually to come out and just kind of just talk about it. I mean, and think about like, was he guilty, was he not, and talk
Yeah.
about the different options. It was it's a good one to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm going to end it here. I don't think
That was the chatty section of the
Yeah,
vlog.
literally. I think the highlight for me, apart from the guy playing Chris Tarrant, I'll put his name on screen because he was brilliant, was Gavin Spokes playing Charles Ingram. I just think he's a fantastic actor. And I've not seen him since, I think, One Man, Two Governors.
Oh, right, was
in
he
that
the lead in
at
that?
the-
Yeah.
at the Haymarket. And did I see him at Haymarket or on tour? I saw it on tour as well. Yeah, so good. And I love the set design. I thought that was fantastic.
Great night.
Might be one of my
Go
favourite
see it.
plays. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Big honour.
Shook.
I think I
don't
probably
see a
feel
lot of
about.
plays, so.
I think if you've seen Ink, you feel
Probably,
definitely about that. Like
yeah,
that's how I
I think
really
so.
feel about Ink.
Yeah.
It's the same. If you like Ink, you'll like this.
Yeah.
Like it's the same.
Yeah.
it's the same kind of vibe. It was just really
Yeah.
good. I really enjoyed it.
We'd love to know your thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Did you think they were guilty or not guilty?
Yeah,
I'd love to know.
let's
And definitely, as
know.
Rukaya said, if you didn't know the story before and you saw the show,
We
what
wanna
was the
know.
experience? We want to know.
Yeah,
what that's
we
like.
want to know. Go follow Shaun on his social media because he's just
Do it.
fantastic.
Do it.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of me in the future. I hope you're all doing really well and we'll see you at some point. Well, you see me soon. Shaun hopefully soon as well.
Some point soon as well.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.